Hello students, welcome to St. Joseph's Academy's online class. I am your English teacher. In today's class, I am going to teach you part 2 of the poem The Moon of your English Mulberry book. My dear students, in part 1 of the poem, I read the poem and explained it to you. In part 2 of the poem, that is today's part, we are going to discuss the exercises related to this poem. So let us start the exercises now. We will begin with the word meanings. First word, harbor. It means an area on the coast where ships can shelter. Second, quays. Quays means platforms in harbors where boats come into load. Third, forks. Forks means places where branches divide into two parts. Fourth, squalling. Squalling means crying very loudly. Fifth, squeaking. Squeaking means making a short high sound that is not very loud. Sixth, howling. Howling means crying loudly. Seventh, cuddle. Cuddle means lie very close. Making connections in this first exercise is choose the correct answers. Now few sentences are given and related to those sentences options are also given. You have to choose the correct answers. Let us begin with question first. Who loves being out at night? The options are the cow, the cat, the dog, the birds, the bat, the flower, the children, the mouse. Now, these options are given and you have to tell out of these animals who loves being out at night. If you remember in the poem, it is given that the cat, the dog, the bat, and the mouse. These all are nocturnal animals who loves to spend their night time in the moonlight. So the correct answers are the cat, the dog, the bat, and the mouse. Second question. The moon is compared to. The options are bird, noon, the sun, a clock, the hall. Now you have to tell the moon is compared to what? As you have studied, the moon is compared to a clock in the hall. The moon and the clock both have similar faces. So the correct answer is a clock. Third question. In the poem, the howling dogs are, the options are on harbor quay, on trees, on streets, on garden walls, in bed, on fields, by the door of the house. Now you have to tell where are the howling dogs. The dogs were howling to be let into the house, outside the house, by the door of the house. So the correct answer is by the door of the house. Question 2. Read these lines and answer the questions that follow. Now, an extract is given. You have to read that, and related to that extract, few questions are given to which you have to answer. Let us read the extract first. But all of the things that belong to the day cuddle to sleep to be out of our way, and flowers and children close their eyes till up in the morning the sun shall arise. Now, the first question related to this extract is, in these lines, which are the two things that belong to the day? Now, according to the given extract, if we read it carefully, we can find out the answer. In the extract, it is given that the children, the things that belong to the day, that is the flowers and children, they close their eyes. So the answer is children and flowers belong to the day. Second question, what do the things that belong to the day do at night? Now, what do these things, children and flowers who belong to the day, what do they do at night? What do they do? At night they sleep? The answer is the things that belong to the day cuddle to sleep at night. Third question, why do they do that? Why do the things that belong to the day, that is the children and the flowers, why do you think they sleep at night? Why? Because they sleep at night because they have to wake up in the morning to welcome another beautiful day of their life. The answer is they do that because they have to wake up in the morning when the sun rises. Question 3. Why is the moon compared to a clock? Name a few other round objects that we could compare the moon to. Now, in the poem, we studied that the moon is compared to a clock. Why do you think this comparison is made? Because the moon and the clock have similar faces, and you have to name few other round objects to which we can compare the moon to. The answer is the moon is compared to the clock because the clock has similar round shape. It could also be compared to a mother's bangle, a plate or a bottle cap. Now these are the things to which we can compare the moon to. Next question. Pick out three words from the poem that describe the noises that animals make. Now from the poem you have to find out three words that describes the noises that animals make. Now in the poem, if you remember, the squalling cat, the squeaking mouse, the howling dog, these are the noises. Squalling, squeaking and howling are the noises that these animals make. So the answer is squeaking, squalling and howling are the words from the poem that describe the noises that animals make. Next question. What do you like? Being out at night or during the day? Give reasons for your answer. Now you have to tell what you like, being out at night or during the day. You have to give reason also for your answer. Now if I talk about myself, I enjoy being out during the day. Why? Because during the day I can do many activities, like I can go anywhere, meet many people, play with my friends, etc. So the answer is I like being out during the day because I can meet many people, play in the park and talk to my friends. Next exercise is appreciation. In this, we will study about Kin Quan poem. Students, what are Kin Quan poems? A Kin Quan poem has 5 lines. Kin in French means 5. So a quinquan is a 5-line poem that was invented by Adelaide Crabtree. She was an American poet. Quinquans are particularly vivid in their imagery and are meant to convey a certain mood or emotion. Now, here is a simple quinquan poem about the moon. As you read it, notice the instructions given in brackets that tell you how to write a simple quinquan poem. Now we are going to study an example of a quinquan poem. It is about the moon, and in brackets instructions are given regarding how to write a simple quinquan poem. It is a 5-line poem. Let us start. Line 1 is one word title. The instruction is one word title. You have to give one word title to the poem, as the poem is about the moon, so the title is moon. Line 2, the instruction is two adjectives. You have to write two adjectives about the moon. The answer is silver round. Line 3, the instruction is three ing words. You have to write three ing words for the moon. They are sailing, shining, hiding. Line 4, instruction is a group of words or sentence. You have to write a group of words or a sentence for the moon. It is watching over us at night. And line 5, the instruction is another word for your title. As you have given the title the moon, you have to write another word for it. Answer is heavenly. Now if you read all these 5 lines together, it will form a quinquan poem about the moon. Moon, silver round, sailing, shining, hiding, watching over us at night, heavenly. Coming to the exercise, write a quinquan poem about the sun. Just now, you studied an example about how to write a simple quinquan poem. Now you have to write a quinquan poem about the sun. This is the picture of the sun. The title of the poem is Sun. Now follow the instructions and form a quinquan poem about the sun. The instruction for the second line is write two words to describe the sun. The two describing words for the sun are bright, heavenly. Instruction for line third, write three ing words about the sun. Now you have to write three ing words about the sun. They are burning, heating, shining. Then line 4 instruction is write a line or a phrase to say something about the sun. Write a sentence, a phrase, a line, something to say about the sun. Answer is lighting up the day. An instruction for the last line, give another word for the sun. As you have given the title, sun, you have to write another word for it. The answer is majestic. Now, if you read all these 5 lines together, you will form a simple quinquan poem about the sun. Sun, bright heavenly, burning, heating, shining, lighting up the day, majestic. Dear students, after explaining the exercises, it's time for some homework now. Your homework is to complete all the word meanings and question answers in your notebooks. Whatever is taught today, complete all that work, that is word meanings and question answer, in your Mulberry notebooks, and complete all other remaining exercises in the book only. So you have to write only the word meanings and question answer in your copies, and rest of the exercises you have to complete in the book itself. So, dear students, with this, our today's class is over. I hope you all might have enjoyed the class and understood it very well. We will meet again soon with another exciting chapter of your English Mulberry book. Till then, complete all your homework and stay safe. Thank you and have a nice day.